Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and or good night, whenever you are tuning into this reading. June predictions, pick a pile. Welcome to Abstract Medicine. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm an artist, I'm a healer, as well as a podcaster. My name is Cristallina. All the information about me and my work is down below in the description. So we're going to have a look at your June predictions. If you're new here and you have no idea how it works, I'll ask you to choose between 1, 2, or 3 piles. If you want to listen to all of the piles, you can go ahead and do that as well. The timestamps are down below, and I shall see you in your pile. Okay, so pile 1, let's have a look at your June predictions, just so you know. These are predictions on your highest timeline. And we're going to have a look and see the energies with regard to general, as well as your career, money, relationships, and whatever else will pop up. So we have a door for you here. This is your door. The color blue could also be significant. Okay. And the door says, secret sketches. Wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind, draw memories in sketches for others to find. So this could be indicative of what you'll be working on or getting up to in the month of June. This could be sketching, this could be drawing. This could also be wandering around secret places where many people aren't familiar with. So if you're in a city, you go to a secret place and just wander there, or even just meditate there and pause there, sit on the bench there, drawing in all of the information that you're getting, maybe by doing nothing. Drawing is also a great way to meditate. So if you're doing automatism, which is just automatic drawing, or even writing, this could be something that you could be getting into as well for the month of June. So we're going to put that over here. Your Kim Krantz archetypes card for the month of June is the Dead End, and we have in Roman numerals 60. I'm also going to put that to the side. Let's go straight to the tarot. I'm having a cup of coffee, but as you know, remember to hydrate. So this is your sign to go ahead and hydrate now. All right, so let's have a look at the tarot here. We have the 3 of water. I'm not reading reverse cards today. The Sun, beautiful. We've got transformation, okay, and the Hierophant. There are more cards here. All of these cards are pre-shuffled as well, as you know, so we'll see those cards later. So here's the 3 of water, which would be the 3 of cups. The Sun in the middle of your spread. Always a great energy to have in the reading. Transformation. And the Hierophant. So right off the bat, what I'm seeing here is, generally speaking, the month of June is going to be a good one for you. I'll be honest, I was a little bit concerned about the Dead End card here, but I feel like for some of you who've just exited a relationship. Now, when I say relationship, this could be romantic as well as platonic, as well as a relationship at work. Okay, so this could be maybe you just left a job, or you've just left a situation, a relationship, a family matter. There was no way that you could get out of, or there wasn't any sort of negotiation involved, or I just heard camaraderie. I'm hearing like for like mindset, where there hasn't been a way to be on the same page or on the same ground, I'm hearing, or grounding. There was only one way, and that was a dead end. So you came to the end of what you needed to come to. Number 60 in Roman numerals rounds down to a 6. The 0 amplifies the 6 in numerology. So the 6 talks about, in numerology, it talks about harmony. But let me have a look at my notes as well, because there's some more information about number 6 here. So you got a sneak peek of my sketchbook and my notes. All right, so let's have a look. So yeah, when I say that the 0 amplifies the number that's next to it, it means that there was a lack of harmony in the previous situation that you were in, is what I'm getting at and what I'm seeing. The 6 in major arcana is the Lover's card. So there's that. The 6 is also in the major arcana would talk about a decision, like a really important decision that you have to make. And I see here with the dead end card that the only way out was through and out of that situation. So number 6 is the hexagram, talks about the macrocosm, the bigger picture, the collective, the universe, the number of perfection, aka harmony, which is what I mentioned. The universe's love for us, healing powers. Okay, so what I'm seeing also for you, pile 1, is that your healing powers, for those of you who work with your hands in particular, because here with this card there's a hand, and we did talk about sketching. Some of you are makers. There's going to be more healing in the work that you do, and healing overall in general. I feel like you've come out of a situation where there was no progress that was going to be made. I also see that in a relationship, romantically speaking, you had to make a decision to leave because, again, there's no progress, or maybe there was even disharmony in that situation. With regard to your hobbies or your craft or your skill sets, where you're using your hand, where you're writing, you're making, or drawing, you're even doing energy work with your hands, for those of you who are like myself, who are energy workers, as healers, as Reiki masters, or even as masseuses, I see that the healing in your hands is going to be amplified in the month of June. There's also going to be more harmony. There's also going to be confirmation and clarification with the decision that you made previously, and maybe last month, having exited a situation that wasn't going to bear fruit, whatever that may have been, was the right decision that you made. Because we have another healing card, which is the Sun here. So the Sun is a glorious card to have in any reading. It does talk about glory. It talks about being exalted. It talks about royalty, regality, being seen for the light that you share, not only from your inside, but outside. You have an exuberance about you for the month of June. This is also a great indicator of summer as well, isn't it? So we have the sun and summer. Now, June prediction, beautiful card to have in your June prediction, pile 1. So there's going to be more healing, more harmony. I also see there's going to be a transformation in your friendships. The 3 of Water talks about close companions or new friends, people that you'll be celebrating with for the month of June with regard to something that you have achieved. They want to celebrate with you. They want to experience joy with you. They want to celebrate your achievements. Now, the Sun card also talks about creativity. Again, we're talking about creativity. We're talking about happiness. We're talking about joy. The transformation card here is typically, in Italian, 13, number 13 is 13. And in Italian, the Italian cards typically, or traditionally, the death card is called il 13, which is the 13th, or death would be la morte. So again, we have another indicator of something that has died is now being transformed. So this could also be you yourself transforming into a higher state of being. Maybe just because you've put boundaries on people and you're understanding your worth more, you're understanding that you are a natural empath and you can't be around people that stick you in a dead end. I just heard a dead end clause. For some of you, there was a contract where there was a dead end clause that you couldn't get out of. I see that the month of June, you may have hired, or you will be hiring, or recently you hired some sort of lawyer or someone who was able to read the fine print on something to get you out of that dead end clause I'm seeing. But transformation, I would say, in your career, I do see that some of you have suffered some sort of loss recently. And I see that whoever has transitioned into the next life or the afterlife has transitioned smoothly. The sun is the masculine energy. For those of you who are religious practitioners, I do see that they are in the hands or the arms of the Father. For those of you who believe in that, the Father is also the grandfather. Fire, which would be the sun. The great father would be the sun, the grandfather, sun. For those of you who work with native, indigenous, spiritual, ritual, Native America, Northern America, or even in England practicing Wiccan. So I do see that there is, life after death, where the sun is life. Transformation would be a transition after death. Talking about commitments, we've got the Hierophant. So, you've got a big energy for the month of June. We've got 3 major arcanas with the Sun card, the Death card, transformation, and the Hierophant, which would be the Pope or the High Pope. Now, I was reading something or listening to a podcast the other day, or even yesterday, I can't remember, this week. And I was connecting the dots with the astrology and cardinal signs. Now, cardinal signs would include the sign of Cancer, which we have here, 3 of Water would be a Cancer card, as well as Capricorn is a cardinal sign. Cardinal signs are signs that think then act, quite strategic, or when the time is right, they move. But the dot that I was connecting was cardinals in the church. And I was thinking about the word in Italian, cardinale, which is a cardinal. And, it's someone who is part of a sect, someone who prays, another form of meditation, someone who prays, but also who takes action. But I would say is still within the, I just heard nomenclature, or even the structure of a way of thinking. Now, the cardinal sign of Capricorn would be that, because Capricorns are ruled by the planet Saturn. Saturn is a very rule-based planet. Capricorns or Capricornians, generally speaking, if you have a predominant placement of Capricorn in your natal chart, then you would know that you like structure. Okay, so some of you may want to pursue a spiritual practice or some sort of ritual, but within a means that you're able to control. Okay, so I see that here maybe you're going to some sort of group where you're studying esoteric practice, or going to some sort of like religious group for the month of June, or you're taking up a hobby with regard to ritual, but it's done in a way where, yes, it's protected and you are protected within that group, but it's got some sort of structure to it. So maybe there's a course that you are enrolling in for the month of June with regard to healing or spirituality or faith or religion overall. There's another indicator here with regard to your spirituality changing as well. For very, very, very few of you, for the month of June, you could actually be, I just heard, changing from one religious faction to another religious faction. So for those of you who practice Judaism, you could be moving further and deeper into your Judaic practice by studying Aramaic. because that's the ancient language of Hebrew. Now, I want to say you're going deeper because the dead end card and the transformation card are Plutonian cards, are Scorpionic cards. Transformation card, the death card in traditional tarot, is Scorpio, is the death card. Now, Scorpios, as an archetype, go really, really deep into their way of thinking. They go deep into their practice. They are also symbolized by the occult. So again, this would be a great time for those of you who are wanting to move away from a religious practice or doctrine with the Hierophant. This would talk about a rabbi, this would talk about a pope, this would talk about a guru. Some of you are moving from, I don't know, Hinduism into Judaism, for example, or you're moving into one like yogic practice. So say, for example, you're practicing Ashtanga yoga, you go to yin yoga, or you move to vinyasa yoga, or you go to move to I don't know, another yogic practice. Maybe what happens in the month of June is you're calling in for a master and the master appears. The sun card also would be the sign of, for me as a reader, the sign of Horus. Now, Horus is the son of Isis, otherwise known as Isis, otherwise known as the woman with 1,000 names, or the goddess with 1,000 names. So she gave birth to Horus. Her husband counterpart was Osiris. The sun is also Son, the child, the son. The sun is also a student as well, a student of life, born into royalty or born from royalty. Now, some of you could use your nepotism in the month of June, your nepotism powers in the month of June. Now, the month of June is the sign of the season of Gemini. Gemini, as an archetype, would talk about communication, talk about flirtation. The sun would also be that. The sun is charming, Gemini energy. Also networking and being more lighthearted as well. So for those of you who have Gemini placements, Scorpio placements, Leo placements, we did also mention Capricorn just off the whim and Cancer off the whim, maybe even Taurus placements. This would be your season. I feel like for a lot of you, you have been going through knocking on doors. You know, we have the door here, and just finding closed doors or reaching dead ends after dead ends after dead ends. I see that the month of June is going to be that month that's going to change the course of the next few months moving forward. I also see you meeting the right people, maybe even through a network of people. I did mention friendships where you meet whom you meet through other people, other friends. I do see this happening and taking place outside. So there's going to be more activity outside. I see networking outside. I also see a contract taking place, financially speaking, let's say through career, where you move and transition from one placement to another placement. And this is through a recommendation or a referral through someone that you meet. I would say a network of three, like maximum 3 people. Now, the number 3 is indicated here with the 3 of water here and the 13 with the 3 here. The one with the next to the 13, so the 1 in the 13 would be you, being that being that is shining a light within the 3. So maybe you have a skill set where you are so there are people working for you, because the 3 is also a group of people, a team, but they're working for you. The sun is you in the middle, and you are the person who is being exalted. So you have a teamwork, you have a team of people working for you. Okay, so I do see that as a very strong potential for the month of June. Let's get some more tarot cards. So far, in terms of romantic relationship, I feel like it's more, I mean, it's a pleasant one generally overall. I feel like there's more harmony overall, but I feel that your work and your career is highlighted mainly, and your mindset is, you're going deeper into some sort of faith-based practice or even healing practice. Otherwise, whether you're realizing it or not, your healing abilities within your hands is also amplified. You know, with this Hierophant card, this does look like the traditional card that one would see in the Magician. This Hierophant card has 2 rings, has an ink ointment, a feather, a cup, and some sort of vessel and a candle. Now let's just break this down. Now, the the rings here talk about a commitment, talk about marriage, can also talk about a contract. The feather is the writer, communication. The feather is also the symbol of air and, you know, communication, which would be Gemini as well, wouldn't it? The cup would and vessel would be inception, conception, as well as water, emotions, love. And you know, there's an ancient ritual where when people would get married in ancient times, you know, this does still go on, particularly for those of you who are pagans and you practice Wicca. You drink the wine and you cross your lover's hands together, and the priest covers your hands in red ribbon, sealing the deal, as it were. The circles being the infinite love between both of you is now seen as rings. The rings, the whole thing about rings, the ring exchange actually came through the Romans. So they saw that this pagan ritual was taking place, and the Romans thought, well, we'll have it on a finger, on our fingers. And the rings on the left finger was something that the Romans had started off with, because they believed that the heart was on the left side, so they wanted that. The Romans also wore rings on different fingers. For those in positions of power and royalty, like myself here, as you can see, I've got my main ring on my index finger. So yeah, this is passed on now, as you can see in certain aristocracy where they have signet rings on their little finger or things like that. But we've sort of forgotten how to wear rings and for what reason. In Arab-speaking places, they know the power of each finger. Each finger has an element. That's why when they practice prayer with the prayer beads or mala beads, the prayer beads, they make sure not to touch the little finger when they're, you know, when they're using they're meditating over their prayer beads, because the little finger is the indicator of fire, and it means that they would cancel out or incinerate all of their prayers and then have to start again. So they go through each finger like this over and over again without touching the little finger. So that's just a little occult practice for you if you like to know. So the next cards that we have are the Tower, the Three of Swords, the Nine of Cups, Justice, and the Four of Pentacles. Now, again, I did mention something to do with, you know, a romantic or even emotional nature that just was meeting a dead end after dead end after dead end. These cards came out in the reverse. I'm taking note of that, but I've put them upright. So I see here that in the past or recent past, there was, you know, a decision that had to be made with a lover or even a loved one where, you know, you just kept meeting dead ends after dead ends. There wasn't any negotiation, there wasn't any camaraderie, maybe even at a workplace, or there was an emotional loss for some of you who have dealt with a grievance. The dead end card and the Three of Swords and the transformation card, which would be death, would indicate that. You know, whatever it was, I feel like you're going to surprise yourself how much you've healed within a very, very short space of time. It's almost like feeling as if it were some sort of blip. So, you know, that's something to be grateful for, I would say. The Sun card would also talk about being grateful. and maybe even writing a gratitude list, or, you know, speaking out loud. The Tower card, you know, talks about a sudden shift or a sudden change, an explosive big event. This does talk about, usually for me as a reader, earthquakes, natural disasters. So maybe this is something you have already experienced. I don't want to predict that for you for this month, of course, but you know, with the Tower card next to the Three of Swords, it can talk about great losses. And maybe this is a great loss recently that you've experienced, a sudden passing, or a sudden end of a relationship, romantically speaking, that you may have already experienced. Or maybe this is something that, for those of you who are aware of what I'm talking about and you're kind of on the fence about a relationship or a situation, then, you know, this would be your time to make that decision for yourself. Because, you know, again, in the end of the day, it's your life, and you got to make sure that you're living the best version of who you are. Okay, so I also do see maybe some of you, I have to say, were fired from a recent job, and this also caused a lot of grievance, you know, anxiety around the heart space here with the Three Swords through the heart. I mean, it's a very graphic card, so we kind of understand what that feels like. The Tower card is also yeah, being fired. Also talks about fires, talks about you know, grand commotion, boundaries crossed in a big way. The Nine of Cups talks about a wish fulfillment. The Justice card talks about contracts, as I mentioned before, and the Four of Pentacles would talk about holding on to what you have. Can also talk about home. The Hierophant and the Four of Pentacles are a great indicator of a contract as well as a home change. So some of you could be celebrating a wish fulfilled, a new contract, a new job. This could also talk about stability in the home as well as healing in the home after chaos, essentially. All right, so that's good. That's good. The Archangel Michael card for you for the month of June is a focus upon divine and perfect health. Now, we have been talking about healing, and we've been talking about the Sun being a healing card, the dead end card, and the transformation card, and the heart space card as, you know, signs of healing around your heart space, but also your hands and you being a healer, and that being amplified for the month of June. We have the caduceus wand here as well, which would also be a sign of medicine. For those of you who have had issues around your heart space or with your heart, or palpitation issues, or whatever you've been experiencing recently, you will be having a more healthy month. Maybe this is also just a sign to get out more, be under the sun's rays more. You know, there are healing properties that the sun does give us, particularly with regard to bone health, as well as just natural overall mental health. The sun is Leo as well, and the sun in the body, so Leo in the body, would indicate the heart. So your heart is being healed the month of June. We have two hearts here as well. I won't be surprised of you know, a commitment being strengthened and deepening for the month of June for some of you. We also have Libra as well. I do see there's more balance. Libra is all about harmony. Seeing another person's point of view. I feel with regard to work, there are people who want to work with you because they see your skill sets. They see now I'm picking up on a reading that I read recently here on Abstract Medicine. I think it was a collective reading or one of the picker piles. So go and tune into one of those playlists, because I'm getting the energy of someone who I read where it's kind of the same. So yeah, that could be you here. I see your focus is on the arts as well. The sun would be the creativity, the arts as well. The month of June, more so, or for those of you who are artists, you'll be seen more for the month of June. And again, I feel like it's really going to set the tone for the next few months. I don't feel like it's just a June prediction. I feel like you've gone through a lot of hardship, and I would say sudden drastic events, maybe continuously, and this is the time where there will be an end to that moving forward, which is great. So your prayer is, God and Archangel Michael, thank you for continuously reminding me to focus upon perfect health and for guiding my actions so that they support my well-being. So you can take a screenshot of that, meditate over that if you like. All right, let's have a look at the last card, which is the Mystical Healing cards by Ina Segal. Become more objective. I do, again, I see that mainly your career is being highlighted. I see whatever you are doing religiously, quotidianly, on a daily practice would be the Hierophant structure, right? I do see that that's going to be seen and celebrated. You know, the thing about celebrations and the thing about the wheel of life is what goes up must come down. And it could be something that we'll be celebrating with very few people for the month of June, but it won't necessarily last as long as you want it to, right? Because the wheel turns. So I would say I'm also hearing keep your friends close and your enemies closer, because the Sun card would also talk about an actual leader. What happens with leadership is there are enemies present, and so people who love and respect you are also can be people who envy you as well, because you have something that they have, but they haven't necessarily gone deep into their soul in order to find out what that is, so that they themselves could also be resplendent and shine and commit to that particular skill set or path. Many people that we admire as celebrities have the same energy that we have, and they are just a mirror of who we are. So, you know, just be objective. Don't take it personally if you're not getting as much praise as you want. Just make sure that the people that you are surrounding yourself with for the month of June are people that you trust, that you can celebrate with. And I feel like you are going to be doing that. You're going to be more objective in your workplace as well. And I feel like you're still going to have your head down, but there's going to be a moment in the month of June. Take a note of this always with my readings. This could be the 19th of June, the 13th of June, or the 5th of June, where this could be taking place. The 4th of June could also be a significant date as well. But yes, you're going to be more objective with your healing abilities as well. The healer is also indicated with the snake here, as well as the cup. So try not to sacrifice yourself on the cross, self-sabotage yourself here. So we have a female here on the cross. Just do the best that you can with your emotions. Don't let the suckers bring you down, essentially. So that's what I have for you for the month of June, Pile 1. Kind of a general reading, but it's mainly focused on your career and a message that you've moved away from something that just wasn't bearing fruit. So that's good that you moved away from that energy. If you like a private reading, you know where to find me. All the information is down below. I currently have a sale on. I have a lot of abstract medicine past clients who are coming in and also getting their parents involved with bookings. So that's great. So thank you so much. And for those of you who are coming back for bookings as well, and you'd like to book a reading, but you can't find it on the website, then you can just send me an email or send me a message on Instagram. There is 30% off, I believe. No, my mistake. 20% off for ongoing clients. If you like to book a reading that has a sale on, then it's just the sale price at this time. All right, so that's all I have for you, pile 1. If you'd like to go to pile 2 or pile 3, you can go ahead and listen there as well. Thank you so much. God bless. Take care. Bye for now. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. I hope you're doing well. Let me just burn Palo Santo one moment. Pile 1's reading was quite interesting. So for those of you who came in from pile 1, welcome back. So for the month of June, pile 2, we have this door for you. It's a beautiful, heavy brown door. This door always reminds me of the Vatican. They've got a huge brown door there. Brown and green door there. So that could be maybe you're visiting the Vatican, a city in Rome, in Italy, or you could be visiting Italy in general. The card for you for the month of June is one door closes, another opens for you. Let the plans of destiny unravel true. And the word for you is destiny. Wow. Okay, so interesting. Just so you know, pile 1 had a door where it was about sketching. And their energy was about meeting dead ends, so knocking on doors and not finding one open. So maybe you were in pile 1's energy and now you're moving into this energy where you're knocking on a door and it opens. And this is part of your destined path. Let's have a look at the archetypes cards for you, or one card for you. We have the Tear. Roman numerals, it's 52. 52 could be your age. 5 and 2 is 7. Number 5 is, in Roman numerals, all about the marriage of opposites, masculine and feminine. Number 2 would be a decision, but also the merging of two, black and white, masculine and feminine as well. Let's just have a look at my notebook, sketchbook. Let's have a look at number 5. Represents the pentagon or pentagram and our body. We have 2 arms, 2 legs and 1 head. Material world, the senses, the sensual. For me, number 5 is all about the Taurus energy. So some of you could be Taurians here. Number 2 is feminine and masculine, as I said. The right brain and the left brain, 2 pillars, 2 forces of nature, the sun, the moon, light and dark, conscious and subconscious, harmony and cooperation. And 52, which was a 7, is Venus, 7-pointed star, mystical, dreamlike, intuitive, 7 rays of our light body, 7 rays of the rainbow, 7 ancient planets. And just to show you what a 7-pointed star looks like, that's a 7-pointed star. Okay, so we have some Venusians here. So Taurus is ruled by Venus as well as Libra. So we have Taurus energy here, Venus, Libra energy here, and Venus is also exalted in Pisces, so you may have some Pisceans too. With the Tear, I see people who are tapped into their emotions. But let's have a look and see the tarot, see what else we have here. We have the 7 of Fire, which would be the 7 of Wands, and a unicorn, magical creature. Always a great card to see actually in a reading, because you know you don't come across unicorns very often, do you? Okay. King of Water, talking about emotions. Okay, I see what's happening here. Yes, we have the 9 of Earth, 9 of Pentacles, and We have the Six of Fire. Wow. Okay, what I'm seeing here for you, pile 2, is a destined connection. I see some of you who have had bad luck in love, romantically speaking. I see that changing for you. I see someone of an emotional nature, someone who's emotionally intelligent, is destined to be met. So I see that someone on your path is coming towards you for the month of June. This could be a Pisces, a Cancerian, or a Scorpio. They may have that as their sun sign, or they may carry the energy of someone who is maybe even emotionally withdrawn, but has a lot of emotionality about them, but it's done in a balanced way. The King of Water is someone who is mature, someone who, let's say, knows how to handle stress, someone who isn't afraid to shed a tear here and there, but isn't going to be blubbering all over the place every 5 seconds. You know, this is someone who you can count on for emotional support. This is someone who could even be a father. The Kings talk about fathers, or a father to be, or this could even be, just as a side note, maybe your own father stepping in to lend some support for you, even financially speaking. Why I say that is because we have the Nine of Earth, which is the Nine of Pentacles, talks about a lot of financial independence. Okay, but overall, I feel like generally this is a romantic reading for a lot of you who pick pile 2. I feel like for the month of June, this is someone who I would say would come in quick and fast. They know what they want. They want you. There's movement here with the unicorn, aka the horse. The Six of Fire is fast movement. For me as a reader, also talks about recognition. Six of Wands is recognition. So this could be someone who's well known. This is someone who could be, yes, well known online, well known in the workplace, well known as a celebrity, or celebrated for some sort of creative endeavor. Water signs, or the element of water, does talk about creativity, talks about the heart space. So this could be someone who works in film, someone who works in the creative industries, someone who could even be a psychic, a healer, a natural empath, and maybe this is something that they do and they monetize over it online, or they're known for that thing. I don't see that you'll be approaching them. I see that they'll be approaching you. The Seven of Fire is a boundary, asserting boundaries. This is someone, again, who I feel is sovereign and sort of self-respectful. And I see that they are very, they know their own mind. With the Nine of Earth, Nine of Pentacles, is someone who is very emotionally intelligent, but also mentally intelligent and financially independent. So mentally independent. So they don't want to be swayed into, not that they're stubborn, but it's they don't want to be swayed into another kind of thinking when they know their own mind. Again, in a way, they don't want to be duped into anything. They're very emotionally aware. Again, I feel like this person is very psychically aware. I feel like this person sort of knows, you know, with the unicorn is a symbol of the third eye being very, very open. So this is someone who is a good reader of people, and their third eye is very open, you know, with this card here, the tear, we have the third eye being open here. So yeah, I see, you know, just in an obvious way, I do see that there is someone who you're going to be meeting. I don't see that you're expecting it, but if you tuned into this reading, then expect this to happen. This is going to be a surprise, because I feel like for a lot of you, you've been single for a long time. The Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Earth, is my single ladies card. And I don't feel like you're going to be single for very much longer. I feel like for a lot of you, you carry the feminine energy. So for those of you who are LGBTQ+, that would be your energy of femininity. This person is more of a masculine energy, regardless of gender. Now I'm just having some coffee. So this is your sign to hydrate. Okay, so we have the 8 of Swords. You're asking how you'll meet them. I will look into that in a minute. Ace of Cups, 10 of Cups, 9 of Wands, and 4 of Wands. Wow. Okay. First of all, before I look into how or where and when, because I'm feeling a lot of you, Paul, are very excited about this. Again, I think it's almost like other readers, maybe you've come to me for a reading or you've gone to other psychics and they said there's someone destined who's going to be on your path, you're going to meet them. You sort of expect it, but you don't really know that it's actually going to happen. It's like you're waiting for something to happen, and then when it happens and shows up on your doorstep, you don't realize. I mean, I'm also that person. I have experienced that myself. So you just don't know when it happens. You just don't know that it's that person, right? So I feel like at first we'll be guarded, with the boundaries that I mentioned with the 7 of Fire. We have another boundary card with a 9 of Wands, 9 of Fire. You're just kind of doing you're just focusing. For a lot of you, you're focusing on your own projects, you're working hard, and you're almost at the end of a particular goal or project. And that's really your focus. And that's exactly when spirit comes in to go, all right, she's focusing on this, or they're focusing on this particular thing, this particular goal. They're not going to see that this person's coming in and they're the one. With the Ace of Cups, that would be that person. This is the destined partner. The 10 of Cups again is a really happy card. This is harmony in the home, emotional fulfillment, lots of emotions here in this reading, in this card, this pile 2, lots of cups, emotions. It's joy that you've never experienced before. It's love that you've never experienced before. It's the first time. It's falling in love all over again, maybe for the first time, but it feels like a first love. So this is beautiful. But again, I don't feel like you're going to be expecting it. How you'll be meeting them, I just heard at a convention. Some of you could be meeting this person at a convention. The 6 of Fire with the ship here talks about maybe abroad, maybe even on a cruise. Literally speaking, this could be someone that you're meeting on a flight, air travel, boat travel, over water, land, sea. I feel like this is related to travel. So you could be meeting this person abroad. This person could even be a pilot or some sort of, I just heard boat keeper. They may even have boats. They may even love water. They may live by the sea, or they even if they don't, this person loves movement. They love to travel. They're in their car a lot, or they move a lot. I'm also picking up on Sagittarius placements too, for some of you or them. It's almost like you've created your own home for yourself. You've created a sanctuary for yourself. You've created stability for yourself. 9 of Earth would talk about that. The 4 of Wands would talk about a safe home, a happy home. 10 of Cups also. But this person comes in suddenly and they change your home environment, because this is someone who's going to be adding to your home in a good way. Now, the 8 of Swords tells me that you have some sort of worries or issues about your looks, your appearance, insecurities. We all have insecurities. That's just normal. But I think that whatever you're hung up about, this person loves that thing. So say, for example, you think your backside's too big, right? This person loves it. Or you have a hang up about a particular mole or freckle that you've got on your face. This person loves it. The thing that you have an insecurity about, this person loves it. It's almost like they are highlighting the very flaw that you don't like, and they find that beautiful. This is also the energy of love as well, isn't it? The things that are imperfections for one person is perfection for another. Beautiful energy. I don't really know what else to read, to be honest. I feel like this is kind of it, you know. Let's have a look at the numbers. So you got 9 here and 6 here. 6 and 9 is Cancer energy. It's also the energy of yin and yang. Again, it's the end of independence as well. The 9s talk about endings. It's an end of independence. With number 7, which we mentioned with 52, rounding down to 7, it's also heavenly. 7 is also another heavenly card. Or number. I do feel like destiny wise, I do see that you are moving into marriage eventually. I feel like for a lot of you, you are single. For those of you who are in a commitment already, I feel like your commitment's going to be deepening for the month of June. Let's see if there's anything related to career. I feel like financially speaking, you'll have the resources that you have, or worries about your home, your bills are going to be paid, your mortgage, your rent's going to be paid. Like these are things that are just things that you're concerned about, possibly those things are going to be covered for. So it's almost like Archangel Michael is saying there's no need to worry. But yes, I know worry is one of those things, but there's happiness in the home. There's safety around the home. For those of you who have been worried about your doors or windows, the 9 of Wands would talk about locking your doors or sort of securing your doors even more so, or your windows even more so. So there's that. But yeah, I feel like the Ace of Cups is, again, it's like a new love energy. It's like falling in love all over again. It's deepening the love that you have with your person, your partner. With regard to familial or, you know, friendship love, I see dinners, I see mingling, I see dinners at home more so, coming together, you know, around a round table, movie nights, snack nights, you know, just around your friends for the month of June. It's a pleasant month. I don't really see anything negative here at all. I will just say that if you'd like to go deeper into this particular reading, and in your particular situation, you may wish to book a private reading with me, I currently have a sale on my website. The link is down below. If you have any queries or you're unsure, this is your first time booking a tarot reading, an oracle reading, and you're unsure, you've never done this before, you can just send me an email or send me a direct message on Instagram. You may also wish to follow Abstract Medicine here on YouTube. Make sure that all new notifications are on. For those ongoing clients, you know the drill. You've got 20% off at this time, but not on the sale prices. Let's have a look at Archangel Michael's message for you. You and your loved ones are safe. That's exactly what I said. So it's kind of the energy of there's more safety, there's more love in the home place. There's you know, you are safe in the love, you're safe in falling in love with this person, for those of you who are guarded as well, by the way. For those of you who've been vehemently independent, you can still be that in a relationship, but it's also about that give and take as well. You know, you can't also change other people's minds or mindsets. This person that you're dealing with is a mature person, and this person has already they know their own mind. They've done a lot of self-inquiry, you know, and maybe this is something that they're teaching you. But I feel like, you know, you could be a few years younger than them, or they could be a few years older than them, or if there is a big age difference, it doesn't feel like a big age difference. The reason why I say that because we have 9 and 6 and 7, so there's a proximity in mindset. There's a harmony in all factors, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. So you and your loved ones are safe. For those of you who've been worried about the home, here with the 4 of Wands. So your prayer is, dear God and Archangel Michael, thank you for watching over me and my loved ones. You can also name the specific individuals as well within your prayer. Please help me feel secure and at peace, and fill me with faith so that I may focus on my priorities and enjoy a healthful, happy life. All right, so yes, that's your card. If you want to take a screenshot of that, you can do that now. The colors for the month of June for you, I was going to say May. Did I say May? I feel like I said May. Maybe the name May could be significant. The month of May was a doozy, I'm hearing. I also see the month of June, you're going to be recognized for something. Six of Fire is recognition online in particular. Or your colleagues are going to be giving you something almost like an award. Some of you, your status at work is going to increase. So this could also be a pay rise as well as, and I always forget what this word is. I don't know why, but it's a, so the role that you have, you're going to go to the next level. So it's a pay rise as well as a role status increase. Okay, the card that we have surprisingly is Break Addiction. So for those of you who have had issues surrounding your body or even liquids, alcohol intake, this is the month where you break that particular mindset, obsession even, or addiction to too much drinking or too much of this or that. You name what that is. You know what that is for you. But I do see here with this phoenix that she is holding in her hand and it's coming out of the eggshell. It's almost like people have been waiting to see this version of you come out. For a lot of you who have been in the cave for a long time, and you've been in some sort of ego death or dark night of the soul, and you haven't seen your friends or you haven't seen your family, or you've been sort of shut off from your relationships in general, I see that this month is going to be the month where you're going to be rising from the ashes here. And it's going to be a little bit painful at first because when we come out of the egg, we feel very vulnerable. But I see that you're going to be with someone and you're going to be meeting someone who is going to appreciate your vulnerability. I just saw 2222 on the timer as well, which is also an indicator of true love, destined love, a higher love, twin flame love, soulmate, call it what you will. Doesn't matter about the particular wording, but it's about meeting someone in kind and being with someone also who's very magical, with the unicorn as well. So I feel like you're rising from the ashes. For lots of people who have experienced this over and over again, like myself, dark nights of the souls can indicate a lot of change, but it's also a welcome change. You know, this is the energy of you going ta-da. People can be very vindictive and want other people to fail. They want other people to fail because they don't want that person or these people to shine brighter than themselves. And it stems from insecurity. Now, you may have been that person yourself, but I see that you're the person who's going to be rising. You're the person who's going to be experiencing fame for some of you for the month of June and moving forward. And there are other people who really thought that they could just leave you for dead. Now, with the tier card that came out first and foremost in your reading, I will say that you've been through, like many people in the Abstract Medicine Collective, have been through situations, circumstances that have been very, very difficult to deal with. And it's been very difficult to trust people. And that's the reason why you're guarded, part two. And I see that here. But I see that this particular person who's destined on your path wants to praise you and wants to see the best version of you and exalt you. They don't want your demise. If anything, they want to steer you away from those people and provide a safe ground for you. Not that you need protection, so to speak, but it's good to be around people that make you feel safe. As the card indicates, you and your loved ones are safe. You and your situation is safe. And it's also, I would say, safe for you to shine and shine brightly, pile 2. So that is all that I see for you, pile 2. I'm wishing you well. If you like a private reading, you know where to find me. You can book directly on the website. Please do consider subscribing to the channel, Abstract Medicine, here on YouTube, and make sure that all notifications are on so that you're notified when the next video, next reading is. You may wish to also follow abstract_medicine, Abstract Medicine on Instagram. And otherwise, please press the like button and maybe put a comment, listen to pile 1 again, or pile 3 as well. Thank you so much. God bless. Take care. Ciao for now. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. I hope you're all doing well. Let me just burn some Palo Santo just to clear the energy. One moment. Pile 1 and Pile 2's readings were really interesting. Let's have a look and see if there's any correlation or synchronicity with your pile. Okay, I'm just having my last swig of coffee, so this is your indication to hydrate. Always be hydrating. Okay, pile 3, let's have a look at your June predictions. Love, career, general, and money. So your card is this doorway, and it's the doorway in Nepal, the Himalayas. Spiritual doorway, really, portal. And what we have written at the back of your card, gorgeous card, it's actually one of my favorite cards. I love this card. A distant kiss in a prayer flag. I wish of all wishes that you were here. Through sunlight and rain, I need you near. Okay, so a few things that are coming up already. Pile 3 is, for some of you, the month of June, your wishes are going to be answered. I do see more sentimentality taking place in the month of June for you, pile 3. I also see, for those of you who do have prayer, like, prayer flags, I have prayer flags in the garden. When they start to fray, actually, this is one of what my mentor mentioned to me. He also has prayer flags too. When they start to fray and they start to disintegrate, it means that the prayers have been fulfilled. Okay, the Himalayan prayers, the Nepalese prayers, right? So prayer flags. So again, I feel like your prayers are about to be fulfilled. And I also feel like some of you have a lot of loved ones, or one particular loved one that you've been thinking about, or you will be thinking about for the month of June. And I see that they're actually even more close to you energetically, spiritually, this month than they have been before. Now, this could also be their anniversary. This could be their birthday. So say, for example, my aunt's birthday, Auntie Ellen's birthday is 2 days before my birthday on the 22nd of June. So I always celebrate her birth 2 days before with a candle, and I speak to her through the cards. And maybe this is something that you could be doing, is creating an altar for the month of June for a past loved one. And they'll be very close to you, listening in on what you're saying. And it's almost like you can have a conversation with them during this ritual. You'll feel them very, very near. You may see auras, you may see orbs, you may see them touch your shoulder, your legs. You may see butterflies more so. Just for example, 3 days ago, my cat passed on, and I did what I needed to do really ritualistically yesterday. we went out, and as soon as I went out, I saw this white butterfly that just came straight towards me and crossed me on the right. It nearly hit me on the head, essentially, on my right side and then over my head. And I knew that was my cat. I just knew. The white butterfly is an indication of ascension. Colors are really important in spirituality. So I would say that also that was my sign to say, okay, and again, a confirmation of the cards that I had read that day, yesterday, that my cat had transitioned and his spirit is free. When we transition, there's a 3-day period, let's say our human 3-day period, where the spirit is still within the realm of the 3D. There's always that time where that spirit can choose to re-manifest itself into another being, aka rebirth itself, or they just are free in the ether and outside of the sphere. So yes, there was a confirmation that with the white butterfly and the cards that I read, that my cat had just chosen they didn't want to reincarnate. So they're out of the sphere. So yes, this could be something that you'll be paying attention to the month of June. The symbols of colors and what they mean. Each color has a vibration. But overall, I feel it's a beautiful month. There's the sweetness. You could also be kissing someone for the first month as well. So for the first time as well, the month of June. Let's have a look at your archetype card. The vision. I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, talking about spirituality, we're talking about visions, seeing things, sensing things, more so the month of June. This could be my pile. This could be my people who are very in tune to the non-physical world, seeing things, symbols that other people can't see. Maybe for those of you who have the ability to see spirits, I see spirits through color, through orbs, through sparkling lights. My mother is one who can actually see genuinely dead people, which is an amazing gift. This could be your month where you'll be seeing that. The owls, the 2 owls here, are symbols of wisdom, but also the symbols of transition. The symbol also of the Divine Mother, also the sign of Athena, the goddess of war and love. Some of you could be connected to Greece or even Rome or Italy. And we have, visions into visions into visions. So I feel like for a lot of you, you could be going really, really deep into your ritualistic practice, or your visions are really, really like enhancing in a crazy way, in a good way. Now the owls are also said to be actually aliens. So aliens, they don't like being called aliens, by the way, but they are sentient beings who live in other dimensions and sometimes visit this dimension. In order to visit this dimension 3D, they have to change and recalibrate their energy to such a state that they lower it in order to come into this sphere. Now, for a lot of sentient beings who live in the 6th dimension, 7th dimension plus, it's not worth their while, to come here. So they find ways to communicate to us, maybe even through television, through telekinesis, psychic. Psychic communication is faster than light speed. So it's a way. It's like a telephone wire to communicate. So those of you who are seeing sentient beings visiting you, visitations at night, the owl is the eagle of the night at night. I would say that these are sentient beings, aka aliens, who live within the 2, 3, and 4D. I'd be aware of them. I would. They can also be, just so you know, manifestations of us as humans in another parallel universe. it's said that those who are working on Mars are actually us in the future. Now, remember, time is kind of an illusion. It's not linear, it's cyclical. So when they come to visit us, it's usually because I'm talking about the Greys, okay? When they come to visit us, it's because they're doing some sort of experiment on a past version of ourselves that we've already made a contract with. So they are a future self split in 2 or 3 or whatever. Needing more data. So the data can be blood, the data could be skin grafts, whatever you wish to call it. Many reports on abductees are actually soul contracts that you have made, forgetting that you made that soul contract to live here on the 3D, as well as collecting research data, mental data, rejigging the timeline as well here, so that your future timeline is on that other planet, mainly on Mars, isn't affected in such a negative way. So that's why some of you are also experiencing, or you will be experiencing, a lot of deja vu for the month of June. Now, I say this because I've experienced this many times. It's very scary. Unless you have someone who can tell you what this is, it's almost like you're being robbed of your sleep. You're being robbed of... Anyway, I don't want to go too deep into it, but if you want to get some information from me about why this happens, there are also governmental contracts that are made with particular planets that are close in our solar system, that allows these doorways to open and have access to these sentient beings. I don't know how many people actually disappear on account of, let's say, alien research, but there are many. And it's something that maybe we'll be talking more about in the news. So maybe some of you will be experiencing more paranormal activity the month of June. And also you'll be seeing more of this being talked about in the news as well. Okay, so the cards that we have here, no surprise, is the High Priestess, the Hanged Man, the Queen of Air with an owl in there, and the Ace of Fire. Okay, so it's exactly what I've been picking up on. So pile 3, you'll be seeing things that other people won't necessarily see. Now, when I lived in Venice, I remember seeing these people. There were 2 people that I'd seen, Venice, Los Angeles. There were a couple of people that I saw that just didn't look human. They looked like they were someone who, you remember the film Men in Black, the first one? And there were these people that sort of looked human, but actually they were aliens in a human suit. It was kind of like that for me. I was able to see that. And some things you can't really talk about because you are scared of being put into some sort of mental asylum or whatever. But I see that you'll be seeing certain individuals as non-fully human. We're not fully human anyway, because of our DNA. There's an issue with our coding in our DNA. There is even scientists today aren't able to explain why there's a particular pattern that takes place in our DNA, and there's a break in our DNA, and then there's a merging in our DNA. It's called a telomere. And the question is who or what put these 2 codes, broke it, removed one part of the coding, merged it, and made it as it is today. Now, yes, we can talk about conspiracy and going, well, why aren't scientists talking about it? some scientists do want to talk about it, but may not necessarily get that tenure and get that money in order to research into it. There are also people like myself who are aware of why that happened. So I feel like for the month of June, you could be going deeper into understanding what these things are, who we are, what makes us human, why are we here, experiencing more paranormal activity for the month of June. I do see that generally speaking, your third eye is very, very open. You could be coming in from pole 2, pole 1, but I feel like for a lot of you, you're going deeper into your visions, deeper into your spiritual practice, deeper into your further and further and further awakenings after awakenings after awakenings. The Hanged Man is someone who is stepping back from the world as well, looking at things in a different perspective, looking at things from a different eye, from a different viewpoint. The Hanged Man and the High Priestess is Pisces. A lot of you are Pisceans. We have 2 and number 12 here. In Roman numerals, we have 55. 55 is big change, great change, sudden change, positive change, I would say, for the month of June. 5 and 5 is a 10. So I feel like for a lot of you for the month of June, you're going through cycles within cycles within cycles, time within time within time. A lot of you are able to experience it's almost like we have natural DMT in our brain, and that is a chemical that is emitted through our pituitary gland, through the our third eye, essentially. And it's a natural chemical that takes place with certain psychedelics. And you're able to, for the month of June, you're able to create that chemical naturally. So you'll be able to see things, again, as I said before, that other people can't see. You're seeing things, you're seeing people in a different perspective, month of June. The Queen of Air tells me, especially with another card with the owl that she's got on her shoulder, on her left side, the left side of the body is the feminine side. You're more receptive in the month of June. And I see that with the Queen of Air, which is the Queen of Swords, you've got your guard up on it. You're not necessarily telling other people about what you're seeing. And I don't think you should. I would actually advise you against it. I'd advise you against talking to other people who are very, very skeptical about these things. That it's good to be skeptical, but to a point where where people are just too square. It's just don't try to change their way of thinking to prove a point. Just don't engage, because if anything, they're going to irritate you. I also see the 2 letters H and H here. So H and H could be significant here, the month of June. You could be meeting someone who has a double letter in their name or surname. You could also be again higher, you're going higher and higher and higher in your light body. So like myself, I am supposedly human. Physically, I look human, but my light body is very, very high. My astral body, astral body is very, very elevated. And the reason why that is so that I can be doing this, so that I can be guiding people and elevating people into the understanding that we are spiritual beings living a physical existence. So I see that your astral body, your astral awareness is increasing tenfold. I mean, for a lot of you, this is a big, big change in your spirituality. Part 3, I also want to be gentle on you because I feel like you're not quite expecting how much you'll be changing. It's almost a 360 on a previous version of who you were, even last month. Or whenever you're tuning into this reading, all of my videos are timeless. You'll look at a book. For a lot of you, you'll be able to touch a book and you'll be able to understand what that book is all about. This was a practice that was known in many spiritual places, very spiritual, let's say, eras. when we had a light body. But for those of you who are natural empaths and medicine women, particularly, or medicine men, you understand what I'm saying. You're able to flick through pages, and you'll be able to understand the gist of what that book is, without necessarily having to read word for word. And I don't mean skimming the words. I mean you're able to touch. I actually don't have this ability. I'd love to have this ability because I love books so much, but it's being able to touch things, touch an object, and understanding the provenance of that object immediately, and the person who owned that object. This is a beautiful gift. But for others of you, this could be the gift of clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognisance. So again, seeing things that other people can't see in the physical, claircognizance, knowing things that can't be explained, like myself. Clairsentience is a feeling, like in your body. So with my clients, I'm able to feel in my body where the health issue lies, and I have like a little pang in that particular area of the body that's, I know, is not related to me, but it's related to my client. It's things like that. So yeah, beautiful energy. Ace of Fire is a new beginning and something passionate. I feel like a lot of you are going to be more passionate about these spiritual studies. I feel like for a lot of you, you're going inwards, but also going outwards. So you're going inwards and upwards. So a lot of you are practicing maybe ritual, maybe mainly among other people like yourselves in a circle, where you are doing a lot of energy work internally and up into the ether and out. So I don't feel like a lot of people are really truly aware of what you do. I feel like you're quite sacred with the things that you do. And for the month of June, you'll be practicing more and more of that. The parlance that you'll be using in the month of June is also very mysterious as well. The way you are, even on social media, Queen of Air is someone who's on social media, is also very esoteric, but also mysterious. You have double words in the way that you say things, not just double entendres, but you have coding with the things that you are putting out in the written, also in the vocal, on social media, or even on your website, or how you are presenting yourself in the world. Now, I just saw 2111. So again, this would indicate that. The Ace of Fire, again, is something that you're very excited about and passionate about. Let's have a look further into the tarot. We have the Devil card, the Knight, Swords, the Moon. Yes. Okay, so the next moon, I think, is full moon. Hang on, I've got notes on this. I think it's a full moon in Gemini. Now, Gemini season is now in the month of June, time of this prediction. It's about visions of the future. Gemini, generally speaking, particularly with the planet placements, is really interesting. The 21st of June is the summer solstice. Mercury will be in Gemini, its actual sign, planet ruler, on the 3rd of June. So this could also be a good time to launch a spiritual practice on the 3rd of June, even if I'm able to get this video out in time. But I know that there's I can't remember when the full moon actually is. The new moon, apologies. So there's a new moon in Gemini itself on June 6th. Okay, so what I'm seeing here with Gemini being the sign of the twins and replication, and I mentioned H and H, double letters. Be aware that people aren't replicating what you are saying or replicating a version of you. This could be artificial intelligence. This could be an AI version of you online. Queen of Air is online. But this could also be people being sneaky, especially here with the Devil card. The Moon card is something that's hidden. The King of Swords, interesting counterpart to the Queen of Air here. Yeah, there isn't anything that is being copied without your awareness, but I feel like you are aware. You're aware of this, and this is something to be aware of in the future. Maybe this is something you'll be saying to people online, maybe you have your own tarot channel or astrology channel. So let me know about that. I would definitely subscribe. I feel like you're part of my crew of spiritual people who practice. I think also more and more that I tune into Wicca, I feel more and more of resonance. But it's the natural cycles of life. It's the natural practice of natural magic, let's say, magic with a K. Now, talking about magic, we have that doubled here. We have two Ace of Fire here and the Ace of Wands. Let me just show you these cards. So beautiful cards, illumination cards, aha cards. So again, it's like you've got your own wand, you bring people together with their wands. Okay, so there's some sort of ritual that you're practicing in a circle with other fellow people who are in the occult, who work with the light, not with the dark. The reason why I say that is we have the devil card. So be aware of, there are charlatans in the spiritual community, as you know, and there are people that, the devil, Satan is the sign of someone who replicates light, isn't true light, is a replicator of light. So with the moon, it's the energy of smokes and mirrors. So be careful in the month of June of people who are trying to emulate your true light. Now, this could be you as a spiritualist. This could be you just generally, whatever you are creating and you're putting out there in the world. Make sure that you have your guard up. Make sure of hacking. Make sure of people replicating what you are doing, particularly with this AI thing that I keep seeing. I'm going to do a collective reading about AI and the planets, Jupiter entering Gemini and all these things, because it is really fascinating. But I feel like you already know this. I think that for the month of June, I also see a passionate new beginning here. I see your sex drive really working its magic. Let's say we have two aces here, Ace of Wands. Wands is the phallus. And I see here a counterpart here with the Queen of Air and the King of Air, Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. So I do see a counterpart energy here. I also would say for the month of June to be aware of someone who is wanting to come in, who has low vibrational energy, someone who could be a bit of a player here, because the Devil card is next to the Knight of Swords. This is someone who could be younger than you, or even someone who may wish to try and sabotage your relationship. So be aware of those kind of people. For the month of June, I feel like it's mainly your visions being enhancing and all the things I already mentioned. But there's also a heed of warning to be careful of illusion. Now, the moon is illusion. Moon is Neptune. We have that right underneath the Hanged Man, which is Pisces. Pisces in modern astrology is ruled by Neptune. In ancient astrology, it's ruled by Jupiter. So it's the energy of expanding illusion. So illusion is the World Wide Web as well. It's what we put out there. It's faces being manipulated. It is artificial intelligence as well. It's also that thing where they put a face of a celebrity and then they superimpose that on someone else. And yeah, it's like fake, lots of fake people. So be careful, be aware of fake accounts as well, the month of June. All right. Also be careful that someone isn't coming into your circle who, let's say, has good intentions. Now, I always say this, the road to hell was paved with good intentions. Now, this could be someone who is in your circle and is trying to do the same practice as you. Now, Aleister Crowley was a bit like that. This is why I don't really follow Aleister Crowley's work, because he wanted to be a true shaman, let's say, did all the things in order to create to study alchemy, to study the tarot, to study the Kabbalah and all these things, but you can't just practice it and then pretend to be the genuine article. You either are or you're not. And he pretended to be much more than he was. And I think that he was ruled massively with his ego. And unfortunately, there are other people around him that just kept feeding his ego. I won't normally mention his work, but maybe this is something that you have noticed yourself, is maybe you followed his work and now you're not. And maybe you're seeing people who try to be healers, true healers, but actually they're working in the shadow. Okay, let's have a look at the Archangel Michael card for you for the month of June. Detach from the situation. Yes, exactly. So again, I feel like you're detaching yourself from the world, generally speaking. You're more connected with the etheric realms. You're more connected with other realms, high vibrational, higher realms beyond the fifth, sixth, and seventh dimension. You're also connecting with these beings who don't want to descend into this realm. And you're detaching yourself from people who carry that low vibrational energy, who pretend, essentially are charlatans of the spiritual doctrine that you're practicing. Your prayer, Archangel Michael, I ask you to use your flaming sword to cut any attachment to fear or drama, so that I may be centered in the knowingness that peace is everywhere within me and this situation. And that's the card we have for you, pile 3. Okay. You can take a screenshot of that. If you want to go deeper into your spiritual practice, I'm also a life coach of sorts as well. So you can book a reading with me. I currently have 20% off for ongoing clients, but I also have a sale on right now on the website. So go down below in the link below if you like. We can go deeper into the path that you get to be on. You know, there's something very sweet about ecstasy. And the thing about ecstasy, when ecstasy not only in physical intimacy, but I mean ecstasy in true awakening, we feel a sense of ecstasy. And that ecstasy is very addictive. Now, remember I spoke about DMT that is naturally created within the pituitary gland, which can be invoked further through certain dietary changes, as in eating less lactose, eating less milk, drinking less milk, cheese, etc., because it does calcify the pituitary gland. But there are certain breath works that you can do in order to activate it naturally, but it can be very addictive. So be careful of that. All right, so the month of June, examine your integrity. Yes, exactly. So again, there's also that sign of be careful who you are around with. Make sure that they are integral with their word. They're not just saying the right things, but they're also practicing what they're saying. Also with you as well, practice what you're teaching as well. And just don't preach for its own sake. We have number 11 here, and we have someone who's puppeteering an angel that is also a person, looks like a person. Now, remember, I did speak about that. I spoke about you'll be seeing people who look human, but actually maybe are puppets, are actually non-human at all. Okay, so this is something that you'll be aware of, that you'll be seeing through the illusion being Maya. So let me know how that resonates. It's been a really interesting reading for you, pile 3. I want to go deeper into this, but I'm going to leave it here. Yeah, maybe make a comment down below if this resonates for you. Please do press the like button as well if it does. Also, maybe consider subscribing here to the YouTube channel Abstract Medicine for further readings. Make sure that you are subscribed so that you are notified when the next video does appear. All right. I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much. God bless. Take care and bye for now.